Yo, Falcons fans! What's good? What's good? What is good? Drop everything you're doing right now because I'm about to hit you with something that's going to change everything you thought you knew about this upcoming season. I'm talking about moves so calculated, so strategic, that even the so-called experts at ESPN don't understand what just went down in Flowery Branch. You know what? Before I even get into this, let me paint you a picture. It's Saturday morning, everybody's sleeping on the Falcons as usual, thinking we're just another team trying to figure it out. The national media? They're too busy talking about the same 5 teams they always talk about. But while they're distracted, while they're not paying attention, Terry Fontenot just pulled off something that reminds me of when the Patriots used to make those boring signings that ended up being the difference between winning and losing in January. Listen, I've been covering this team, breathing this team, living this team for years, and I'm telling you right now, what happened this weekend is going to be one of those moments we look back on and say that's when everything changed. 2 signings just went down that on the surface might not move the needle for casual fans, but if you really understand football, if you really understand what it takes to build a championship roster, you're about to lose your mind. And here's the thing that's driving me crazy, nobody's talking about this the right way. They're treating these like footnotes, like afterthoughts, like those transactions you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen that nobody pays attention to. But I'm here to tell you that these aren't just signings, these are statements. These are chess moves in a league full of checkers players. But yo, before I blow your mind with this exclusive breakdown, if you're really part of the Dirty Bird family, if you bleed red and black like I do, then you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button right now and join the Rise Up Revolution. We're building the most passionate Falcons community on YouTube, and I want you riding with us to the Super Bowl. Hit that notification bell because when I drop these truth bombs about our team, you need to be first to know. Let's show the world that Falcons Nation is different. We're not just fans, we're family. Are you with me? Then let's go. All right. Before I reveal these game-changing acquisitions, we need to talk about what really wins championships in this league. Everybody wants to talk about quarterbacks. Everybody wants to obsess over wide receivers making one-handed catches. Everybody gets excited about the 40-yard dash times and the combined numbers. But you know what really matters when the playoffs come around? When it's December and January and every single play could be your last? Depth. Versatility. Special teams. The unglamorous stuff that doesn't sell jerseys but wins games. You think the Eagles won that Super Bowl just because of Carson Wentz and Nick Foles? Nah. They won because they had guys nobody heard of stepping up when it mattered. You think the Giants beat the undefeated Patriots twice just because of Eli Manning? Hell no. They had role players making championship plays. And that's what's happening right now in Atlanta. While everybody else is out here trying to win the offseason with flashy signings and big names, we're following the proven blueprint. We're building from the trenches out. We're creating competition at every position. And we're bringing in guys who understand that football is won in the margins, in the details, in the moments when nobody's watching. Now check this out. We're sitting here with training camp in full swing, joint practices with the Tennessee Titans coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday, and a preseason game on Friday. This is crunch time, baby. This is when roster decisions get made, when coaches figure out who they can trust, when you separate the real ones from the pretenders. And what does Terry Fontenot do? What does our front office do while everybody else is standing pat? They go out and make 2 strategic signings that are about to shake up everything. These aren't panic moves. These aren't desperation plays. These are calculated additions that tell me one thing. We're not playing for second place. We're not playing for wild card spots. We're playing for the whole damn thing. Boom! Let me introduce you to the first piece of this championship puzzle, Jake Hansen. Now I know some of y'all are like, who? And that's exactly why you need to listen up. This man just signed with Atlanta on Saturday, and his agency made the announcement like it was just another transaction. But oh my God, if you knew what I know, if you understood what this really means, you'd be running through walls right now. Let me educate you on who Jake Hansen really is. This isn't just some guy off the street. This is a 4-year starter at the University of Oregon. You know what it takes to start for 4 years at a major college program? Intelligence, durability, leadership, This man anchored the offensive line for a program that's been sending guys to the NFL for decades. But it gets better. The Green Bay Packers saw something special in him and drafted him in the 6th round in 2020. Now let me tell you something about the Packers organization. They don't just draft anybody. They have one of the best scouting departments in the entire NFL. They saw this kid from Oregon and said, yeah, we need him learning our system, understanding our culture, absorbing what it means to be a professional. And for 3 years, Hansen sat in that Green Bay offensive line room, learning from one of the best offensive line coaches in the game, understanding the Packers' zone blocking scheme, studying how championship-level offensive lines operate. You can't buy that kind of education. You can't teach that kind of experience. Then what happens? The New York Jets, who are trying to build something special with Robert Saleh, they see Hansen and say, we need that Packers pedigree, we need that intelligence, we need that versatility. So they bring him in, and last year alone, this man played in 12 games, made 2 starts, played 103 offensive snaps, and pay attention to this, 45 special teams snaps. Now let's talk about what makes Hansen so special for what we're building in Atlanta. This man can play center and guard. Do you understand how valuable that is in today's NFL? When you're trying to manage a 53-man roster, when you're dealing with injuries, when you need fresh bodies in the 4th quarter, having a guy who can play multiple positions is like having an insurance policy that actually pays out. Think about our offensive line right now. We got Chris Lindstrom, who's an absolute beast, but what happens if he needs a breather? We got Drew Dalman holding it down at center, but what if he gets dinged up? We got a promising group, but you know what separates good offensive lines from great ones? It's not just your starters, it's your 6th, 7th, 8th guys who can come in and not miss a beat. And here's what nobody's talking about. Hansen has played in 30 NFL games over 5 seasons. 30 games! That's 30 times he's gone against the best defensive linemen in the world. That's 30 times he's had to prepare like a professional, study film like a professional, execute like a professional. This isn't some rookie who's going to be overwhelmed by the speed of the game. But wait, let me blow your mind with something else. Those 45 special team snaps from last year? That's gold. You know how many games are decided by special teams? Remember when Deion Sanders used to say, if you want to make this team, you better play special teams? That's because smart coaches, winning coaches, understand that special teams is 1/3 of the game. Jake Hansen isn't too proud to go down there and block on punt team. He's not too good to be on the field goal unit. This is a professional who understands that every snap matters, every play counts, and if you want to win championships, you better be ready to contribute wherever you're needed. Listen to this, we now have 16 offensive linemen on the roster. 16! You know what that means? Competition at the highest level. Nobody's spot is safe. Everybody's got to earn it. And when you have guys like Jake Hansen coming in with his experience, his versatility, his special teams value that pushes everybody to be better. Same thing at safety with Harrison. You think our young defensive backs aren't going to see this veteran come in and step their game up? You think they're not going to be asking him questions, watching how he prepares, learning from his experience? This is how you build championship depth. Y'all need to understand what's happening here. This isn't about 2024, this is about building something sustainable. These signings represent a philosophy. While other teams are mortgaging their future, while other teams are going all in on superstar players who might get hurt, we're building a fortress. Every championship team in NFL history had guys like Jake Hansen and Ronnie Harrison. The unsung heroes, the depth pieces, the special teams aces who make the play when it matters most. Remember James White in the Super Bowl for the Patriots? Remember Corey Clement for the Eagles? These are the guys who become legends in February. When Ronnie Harrison makes a tackle on kickoff coverage, when he's in there mentoring our young guys, when he's bringing that veteran leadership, I need you to recognize that this is how championships are built. We're not just collecting talent, we're building a team. We're not just filling roster spots, we're creating competition. We're not just going through the motions, we're building something special in Atlanta. The national media can keep sleeping. They can keep talking about the Cowboys and the drama. They can keep obsessing over the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Meanwhile, we're over here quietly, methodically, strategically building a juggernaut. This is our year, Falcons Nation. This is our time. And it starts with moves like this, the smart moves, the calculated moves, the moves that separate champions from everybody else. Rise up. Share this with every Falcons fan you know. Let them know that we're not just trying to be good, we're trying to be great. Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and get ready because this season is going to be special.